Hello again and welcome to another video for our garden series. We have come to the midpoint in March of 2020, and for those of you watching this in the future, we are in the middle of the COVID-19 scare of the world. So we are all on lockdown. Not because the government says so, just because we don't want to catch it from anybody else. So we figured, hey, if we're going to put ourselves on lockdown, we're going to work on the garden. So we're going to have a little garden update video. As you remember from last season, at the end of the season, we built these boxes. And we are going to be moving some stuff into them. Finally, this year, we've got peat moss going in here. We got some bags of organic soil mixture going in here, and we're going to mix it all up together, and then it's going to look like this. Ooh, isn't that pretty dark looking dirt? Yeah, it is. That's mixed in with our dirt and our compost and everything else that's in there. So it should be really nice. This one is about to be that way, but I have to move our last strawberry plant that did not die from the oversaturation and flooding that we had at the end of last season. So I'm going to move him over to the new box. We got him some friends to join him in the new box, and then we're going to cultivate this one up. This here is, of course, our annual asparagus, and yes, it is growing asparagus already. As you can see here, these ones here are already ready. Maybe tomorrow. My wife will probably pick them, but there's at least 4 there she can eat now, but they're starting to pop up, which is good. And we have a couple more stumps of them that are still here from last year. And we're hoping they're going to produce some. You can see like right here. There's one coming up from another bush of them here, or whatever they call them. But they're really cute when they pop out of the ground. Really cute little purple-headed things there. And my wife loves them, so more power to her. I can't stand the taste of asparagus that much, but she says it tastes really sweet, especially when you just snap it off from here, wash it off, and eat it. So I'll let her do that. Over here we put all the wood chips down, as you remember, to keep the weeds down. It did for the most part. There is some weeds. Most of these weeds are weeds that we just picked out of these other boxes and we threw over here. And it's just going to get mulched up into everything else. This is our side for all of our vining types of items. Over here we trimmed back our grape vines and kind of tried to make them go as straight up as possible, and they're already budding and flowering, so that's going to be a good thing. We got this one here, which is I can't even remember what it is. It's a Niagara grape. It's a seeded one. This one here is the muscadine grape. Neither of these are seedless green grapes, which is what I wanted. So we are still on the lookout for one of those. And we have already purchased 3 different plants, and we got all stupid grapes. Raspberries and blueberry bushes here. They're starting to come up a little bit, starting to turn a little bit green. Down in here. Fig tree. This is the biggest of our fig trees that we have in the garden. We do have to, unfortunately, cut this limb off because it is getting too close to the fence, and as soon as it gets taller, it's just going to make it worse. So we need to cut it back now and then kind of train it up as it goes a little bit taller. Over here was our sweet potatoes and stuff that we had last season. We don't know what we're going to put in here now. It's also just got mulch and leaves and things covering it to keep the weeds from coming up. We had our artichokes growing in here, and we had 4 different spots for the artichokes, and this one was still going up to a little while ago, but then we had so much rain and stuff. Now I don't think it's going to make it back. All right, this area here, my wife has been weeding with a little hand claw to get all the weeds out, because she doesn't want me to just rototill all of the weeds into the ground. She says it's harder to get them out. I don't think so, but she says so. There is a couple of onions growing in there that she left. We had our radishes in here. That's what all these little round holes were from. She pulled most of those out. And we have either garlic or onions here. I think this is garlic here. And like I said, she's been cultivating all this up, and as soon as she cultivates it up, gets all the what's going to be brown in a few more days, all the grass and weeds out that she wants, and then I get to come in with the rototiller and spend my 10 minutes doing my part for the garden. That's about it. This is a plant. She wants it to go to seed. Can't remember exactly what it is. It's I think it's a spice or something. I can't remember, but I'll have to ask her. And then we got all the way down in here, we've got our garlic that she's been growing. Happy garlic is what we want, but we've got garlic that's turning brown. We keep putting the plastic over our little canopies here, and to try and keep the excess water and stuff off of it, but then it's not getting enough sun. Then you can see down in here, this little trough here gets flooded with water and saturated. We actually got a sinkhole over here from the extra water that's been piling up. It just created a sinkhole. And if you've ever lived out in the south, you know what that's like. They're not fun, especially if you step in them. We do have some other garlic growing in here, and it appears to be fine. It's green and doesn't have the same brown spots on it that this does. So we don't know if it's from covering it, keeping it covered too long, or whatever. But for now, we got it opened on that side and covered on this edge to see if that will be a little bit better. We still are having some rain coming through over the next week. Nowhere near as much rain as we've had for the winter months, but we've got those there. And then over here we have carrots. There's carrots. You can see where she's pulled out a bunch of carrots as well that were in the lines here. We can grow carrots. They are just not growing deep. They're just turning out to be, 3 to 6 inches, and they're short. A lot of them are getting like too much water, so they're starting to split and crack. And as anybody knows, carrot is supposed to be juicy, which is nice. And I mean, we do have some nice looking carrots as far as above the ground, but it's what happens underneath the ground that's getting us. So we're going to let these grow a little bit longer, and we're not going to rototill this particular area. We're just going to do the whole rest of the area out here and replant for the new year. I did already purchase some additional new strawberry plants and some strawberry. We're going to try some strawberry roots this year to see how those work. I've never tried those before. We've always just transplanted plants, but we purchased some a box of like roots of them, so we're going to try and put some of those in and see how those compare to the actual plants. And because it is actually a little cheaper to do it with the roots, but I want to see how they actually grow before I go in and buy a whole bunch of them and try to fill up the 2 boxes with just strawberries. My initial plan was to do both boxes with strawberries. My wife wants to use one of the boxes to grow peanuts. I don't know, that seems kind of silly to me, but she wants to grow strawberries in here and then wait for them to start to mature and then make the babies, and then take the babies and transfer them to the other box. So we'll have to see how that works out. I'm hoping it works out good, but we'll have to wait and see. I've also purchased some different jalapeno plants, habanero plants, and some dragon cayennes, because I am going to be growing those again this year. We didn't do them last year. Well, we weren't officially doing them last year. I did get a couple of plants, and we did get some jalapenos off of them, but nowhere near the production that we had the year prior, where we had 9 plants of jalapenos, 2 habaneros, 3 dragon cayennes, and 1 ghost pepper plant. And we were getting peppers almost every other day. I could go and pick a basket of peppers, and it was awesome. And I was giving away at work and everywhere else. Need a lot of hot sauces and things like that. So we'll see if we can get to that again. But like I said, I've got a little bit more work to do here. Transplant our last strawberry plant from last year, get the new ones possibly in the ground over here too, and get them watered and get inside, because it's getting dark out. Maybe some rain, that would be nice too, but we will see. But hopefully you enjoyed the video, and you're going to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And hopefully we'll get back with you real soon with another video on our progress here. All right, as always, talk to you later.